What's up YouTube, it's your boy Kakashi Crypto. This is how it's going down. In this episode we're going to be talking about Nexo. I'm going to be doing an overall review for it and letting you know my thoughts on the Nexo platform.
Defi, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Having money on my mind, I having money in my pocket. Bone marrow roasted, spread it on the rosemary bread, lightly toasted, drizzle with the vinaigrette.
Now, I compare Nexo with Crypto.com and similar apps like Celsius. It would be like BlockFi, except BlockFi don't have their native token, which I think they're missing out on, but I digress. I'm talking about Nexo because the current market cap is around 223 million. Just around a week or so, the market cap was around 150 million or so, just to confirm and show you guys. You can see here. Well, okay, so it's even lower than I said. The market cap was actually around 136 million. So obviously if you'd got in there, that would have been an opportune time. But the reason why I want to talk about Nexo is because in comparison to its competitors, it's undervalued in my opinion. So the market cap for Celsius network at the moment is around 897 million. So just for Nexo, approximately to get to where Celsius is, that would be a 4x. Now in terms of the tokenomics, it's pretty much the same. Just over 50% of Celsius tokens are currently in circulation and they get paid to users if they choose to be paid in Cel token. So that's the inflation that's set to come from Celsius, and it's very similar in Nexo as well. The token amount currently in distribution is pretty much the same, and it's a similar concept. You can earn, I think, 2% extra if you choose to be paid in Nexo tokens. On top of holding Nexo tokens as well, they do have dividend payouts. Now the only thing is with the dividend payouts is that it's only once a year, but I believe they're trying to work at increasing the frequency of the dividend payments, but I believe there's some legal frameworks and obstructions that they're currently facing. But this is how pretty much the dividends work and the business model works in general. You can see here, this is their revenue, then they spend money on the following. Don't need to read out to you, you guys can read. And then from their net profit, 30% is given to the Nexo holders as a dividend, and now that's split up between a base dividend and a loyalty dividend. The loyalty dividend is depending on how long you've held your Nexo tokens in your wallet since the last dividend payment, and then I believe this is around a third of the eligible amount for dividend holders. But to be eligible, you do need to do KYC, and if you do not do the KYC, then those tokens pretty much go to the people who have done all the necessary steps. So yeah, you're just shortchanging yourself if you do not do the KYC. The next dividend payout should be around the 31st of August 2021, and obviously that is a long time to wait. So if you are willing to, then it is a good decision in my opinion. In terms of the payout, there's currently around 56,000 Nexo token holders. You can verify that on Etherscan, and I believe the last payout was around 6 million or so. You can check online to verify that, but that roughly equates to around, I think it was around $300 or so. In terms of actually using the Nexo, I find it actually quite good. It's a better alternative to something like BlockFi in my opinion, because over the next 6 to 12 months, I do believe the Nexo token would appreciate in value. I'm not really concerned about the dividend payout, it's the value. I want this to double, if not triple, and then I can then look to reinvest those funds. The good thing is that while you are holding Nexo tokens, you get an increased percentage on your holdings of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I believe initially it was around 5% for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but since I have more than 10% of my Nexo in a savings account, then it gives me the extra 1%, and I could choose to earn an extra 2% if I was to decide to be paid in Nexo tokens, which I'm considering, but at the same time I do want more of these core tokens. Now obviously I don't recommend putting in all of your portfolio into Nexo. You should have it sort of spread out, doing different things. It's not good to have all of your funds in one place, but they do show a emphasis on security, and I believe they are insured up to $100 million or so. You would need to do additional research, but from my point of view, they're quite safe. The best thing, in my opinion, is that they have free withdrawals. So no matter how much you can deposit for free and you can withdraw for free, and on top of the extra 2% or the extra 1% for holding Nexo, which should appreciate in value in the next, I don't know, 5 to 6 months or so, when DeFi 2.0 sort of comes around, which many people in the crypto space think it will. But the reason I'm specifically mentioning Nexo is because recently they have been putting out adverts, and I got an email, I think it was from CoinGecko, as a part of the emailing list, and I saw that it was sponsored by Nexo, and this just screams to me that they're gonna they're gonna enter their promotional phase, their growth phase, pretty much get as many users as possible, and hopefully, when DeFi 2.0 comes around, then things should go quite well. And on top of that, they do have a token buyback. So you can see here there is a 12 million buyback program.
A few moments later.
This is how the buyback works pretty much. The tokens are stored and then they're repurchased, and they will be placed in an investor protective reserve, also known as an IPR, and this is visible at their ERC20. I don't know why I'm starting. This is visible at the ERC20 token address, which you can verify on Etherscan. And you can see here that each buyback tranche will vest for a minimum of 12 months after repurchase. The vesting tokens will be eligible for dividends. Will not be eligible for dividends, and the use of the tokens, it says that the vested tokens may be relocked or withdrawn for interest and cash payments or cashback. And then in terms of the token use, the vested tokens may be locked or withdrawn for interest and cashback payments, dividends, and or liquidity provision on their decks. And the future buybacks, additional budgets may be allocated for future repurchases in accordance with company growth and market conditions. I do believe that since their last dividend payout, they increased it by around 50 to 57%. So hopefully going forward, that sort of year-on-year growth continues, and that would be good for Nexo token holders. But why is it good as a Nexo token holder? Well, as you can see here, it helps the Nexo token appreciate in value even further, and then it also gives investors additional security by boosting token liquidity and reducing the volatility of the Nexo token. So you want to see slow price appreciation pretty much, or I would at least. And also it guarantees a limited Nexo token supply within the 12-month period that they stated. And then the last reason as well is that it lays foundations for sustainable growth of the Nexo economy, as opposed to some other cryptos like Ripple, where they're consistently selling, and you can see that there's a net decline on the price of XRP, except for the occasional spike. That this is completely opposite from that. So yeah, I think that Nexo is a very good platform, and it should be on your radar, especially as they have free withdrawals, which I think, if you're able to earn 6% and you can withdraw for free, like it makes it easy if you're trying to spot a play, as opposed to these other platforms where you have to withdraw and pay £5 or whatever amount of Bitcoin it is. It's quite annoying. So yeah, I think this gives them the competitive edge against other platforms, I should say. Hopefully in the future they're able to add more, like how BlockFi added a trading sort of interface on their app. If they could add something similar, that would be amazing, if you could swap between all these different cryptos. But I'm still happy with this platform. So yeah, check it out. Also, another reason why I am very bullish on Nexo is because of the power of compound interest. Okay, so let me just quickly show you guys what I mean. This is the power of compound interest. Okay guys, so you can see here on the graph, it explains it perfectly. Okay, this really comes into play after 20 years pretty much. So this is why I mentioned portfolio management, because obviously you don't want to have all of your funds allocated to this compound interest strategy. You want to have a small allocation, or a medium-sized allocation at least, and then have that work for you. But you can see the multiples that you're getting after 10, 20 years or so. This is why it's a good idea to pay off your mortgage quickly, because that has compound interest against you. So you'd rather earn compound interest. You don't want to pay for anything with compound interest. So that's why you see a lot of people in the financial space going with this FIRE movement, this financial independence, retire early sort of mindset. You can see if you pay your pension or you pay your mortgage off quickly, then the interest you pay is a lot minimal in comparison to waiting 25 years, or some people who pay 30 years. But anyway, we're talking about compound interest and you earning compound interest. Okay, so just a thought experiment. Okay, let's just say Bitcoin appreciates on average 100% every year for the next 40 years. Now with your Nexo account, you have that same 0.05 BTC. You're not adding anything to it. And let's say you're like 62 now, whatever age, you're 70, you're 80. You're telling your grandkids by fire about, oh, I invested in Bitcoin. I'm filthy rich, and it's thanks to the power of compound interest. Okay, it's good because that same 0.05 Bitcoin that you put in there, just at Bitcoin appreciating 100% every year for the next 4 years, that would mean that your portfolio had gone or goes from 1,500 or so to around 200,000. Okay, and that's just Bitcoin appreciating at a very, very, very conservative level of 100% every year. Okay, that's just, I know this is pure conjecture. You can click off the video now, but this is just a thought experiment, like I said. Okay, so it's even less than I previously mentioned. The initial deposit would be around £600 or so, and then you'd end up with a significant boost in your portfolio. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you soon. Bye.